The sky is blue. The ocean, it is ever so nice and lovely. And Face Punch decided to turn me into a ginger. Good day, Ruskin enjoyers. Happy to relax. It's time for the Rust rotation. So earlier today, June 4 swipe for 2026, we saw some interesting skins being added. Now, I just want to point out, last week felt like it was a teaser for Complete the Sets. This week felt like it was catching up with recent submissions. Next week is Complete the Sets, the actual Complete the Sets Rust store. So if you're looking at this and thinking, oh, this is a bit tame, but don't forget, we also got a bunch of DLC today as well. Maybe Face Punch for, you know what? Let's not accept an auto turret skin, for example, because we have the brand new industrial auto turret. Maybe they didn't want that to be overshadowed. So, okay, cool. We still saw bolt action rifle skin being accepted, though, didn't we? And that, of course, is the focus title of the month. But next week, expect a very big rush store. Expect a lot of interesting collection continuations. If you thought this was tame, maybe it might just be the calm before the storm. Keep an eye out. Right then, so it's fine for what it is. And I should just point out, I'm actually recording this after I've already recorded and showcased all the skins. So if I sound a bit odd, just want to confirm that, okay? I want to go ahead now and quickly point out to you, out of all these skins, which ones happen to be and not abnormal. And just to make things nice and easy, I'll point out the skins that aren't abnormal. These skins right here, first up, the Bone Crusher Yoker, they will not become marketable until the Rust rotates next week. Project Alpha Bolt Action Rifle, this also is not abnormal, and you might not have seen it in the previous page when we looked at all the skins because it was on the second page. The Vandal MP5 is also not abnormal. So, yes, just like to confirm to you, we have 10 skins to chase after next week, but the whole questioning of what to chase after and what potentially could be a nice investment for the week, that's for the predictions video, okay? And just to confirm, yes, there's 2 pages. There's the MP5. Cool. Right, so if you want to learn more about abnormals and whatnot, if you want to get involved and potentially walk away with some, nice profit and whatnot, I will inform people that every single week we're always doing the abnormal barders. So last week, we had some very interesting skins. Yes, I did buy a bunch of them. Last night, we looked at all the abnormals, we considered prices. When the time was right, we raced to get those barders down, and then afterwards, we looked at all the abnormal barder support, and then we questioned, did we actually want to jump in and buy any of the skins from the previous week? Can confirm to you, after much discussion, I did buy quite a lot. So let me just point out, if you want to get involved with this, learn about how it works, hop in, listen for maybe the first 5 minutes, skip ahead to the Barders chapter, and listen in as we discuss the abnormal barder support. Because last night, I decided to go buy quite a lot. Yes, I did. I felt pretty confident with a lot of the skins from the previous week, and let's just say I was quite pleased to see what turned up today. Just to point out, this is a different account. I actually bought 50 of the gloves on another account. Just confirming. Right then, so let's hop out of here. Let's go ahead and look at the current Rust store. So I just want to confirm to you right now, it's almost like 10 hours since the Rust rotated because it was an early Rust rotation. We had we had an update today. So yeah, some interesting collection continuations still, but not as crazy like what we saw the previous week. And let's just quickly show the final sales with the previous week there. Yeah, lots of positivity there, but let's see if it holds. Let's see if it manages to keep the prices up. But yeah, last week was very nice. Did you happen to buy any of the skins from the previous week? Feel free to comment below. Right then, let's hop in game and get a good look at all these brand new skins. Breathe in that lovely sea air. What a lovely looking view. But you know what? How about we go ahead and look at a lot more interesting, lovely looking views. Yep, I'm here to talk about the brand new Rust store. Get a good look at that. So first up, priced at $2.49, another electric furnace has been accepted. But this right here, I kid you not, the amount of support I've seen on the workshop is absolutely ridiculous. This design is super colourful, super flashy. It is anime. It's pop star. I guess the colour scheme and whatnot's perfectly befitting for June, but yeah, I understand it might not be for everybody, but you have to give it credit. That's a that's a very nice creative approach. Like a DJ set, all bright and colourful, super flashy. Like, do you honestly believe we'll see another electric furnace this colourful, this flashy? Not sure really, but let's also point this out. Last week, for like a sort of special preview for Complete the Sets, we did see a lot of super late picks, didn't we? We saw Popstar Backpack being accepted. That waited for like a year and a half. Oh, wow, that's a big surprise. But immediately, the very next Rust store, we see a fairly recent submission. And I'm sure you'd agree, this batch of skins, they're all like more recent submissions and whatnot. So who knows what we're going to see next week, But the point I'm trying to get across is, do you believe we'll still see a Popstar skin next week? There's some perfectly fine looking candidates, but are we really going to see that happen? Now, with all due respect, in like the past 2 months, we have seen 6 of these skins being accepted. And, well, they have sold quite nicely. The whole collection's doing a very good job retaining its value. In fact, quite a lot of the skins are in the positive now. The backpack sure is, yep. But I just thought maybe it'd be a nice thing to bring up. Of course, in regards to investments and predictions and whatnot, that'll be in the predictions video. But I have to give credit, that's a very nice looking skin. Perhaps not everybody is a fan of the theme, but that is a very nice standout design. So, will it sell as much as the Neon Electric Furnace, the Pirate Electric Furnace? I wouldn't be surprised. And 7 hours in, since the Rust rotated, it's already got 10,000 subscribers. So keep an eye on that. Now moving on, oh my, Dead End Garage Door. This is also priced at $2.49. It's a perfectly fine looking purple approach. Lovely sprinkling paint of pink. But that's basically it. As you noticed, it glowed in the dark perfectly fine. But yeah, it's just a purple garage door basically. I've got nothing against it, but I also think they might have picked this because they also happen to have another certain garage door that was also added quite literally today, that they probably thought, you know what, maybe we don't want to accept another garage door that's going to be super crazy, when we probably want to try and see if we can sell this. I'll talk more about that in a second. Yep, a brand new DLC pack was released today. For this, for $2.49, I see no issue, I see no problem. But how many garage doors are we going to see by the end of this year? We've seen a lot so far, but we are getting up to the halfway point. Are we actually going to manage to surpass the record amount of garage door acceptances in a single year? Which I believe is 40 last year, something like that. There's a lot. There's a lot. Anyway, let's go ahead and give this a good look again. At night time. Nice, bright, and easy to see. But let's also turn the lights on. Yes. Are you nice and shiny? Yeah, to a point. Not super shiny. Like, it's not going to blind you. But that's just like the perfect amount. Now, another thing I considered. Should we roll it up and just see if it like glows in the dark perfectly fine when it's rolled up? Alright then. Okay, yeah, that's super obvious. That's super easy to see. That is a very bright rolled up garage door there. He's got his arms sticking out and whatnot. He wants a hug. But yeah, alright then. That looks fine to me. So, what are your thoughts? Feel free to comment below. Now then, let's move on to clothing and armour, because we only had 2 deplorables this week. And I'm by the beach side, right? And Face Punch decides to make me a ginger. They didn't give me any suntan lotion. I bet they're going to make me pay for it. Thanks, Face Punch. I'm very, very pleased. It's alright, I'm half ginger. I can say these jokes. Alright then, but yeah, I'm going to get burnt here. Thanks, Face Punch. Right, anyway. Psycho Room hoodie and pants. Now, first of all, let's just quickly point out something. You might notice I'm wearing boots, but did you look at the boots? They're tucked in now. The pants get tucked in. Game-changing. Wonderful. So, yes, apparently this is a newer thing. Cool. All right, then. So, at least it looks a little bit more neater. But then you look at the actual hoodie and pants there, and then it's like, oh, okay, then. But, okay, yeah, that's fine. I look forward to seeing some Psycho boots and gloves now, I guess you could say. And, of course, we can anticipate Tier 2, because we've already seen the Tier 3. Now, I will sit here and say, it might not be for everybody, but it's nice to see a collection actually progressing. A good month or so ago, didn't we see, like, that Acid Arachnid set? We saw that Wasteland Recruit Tier 3 set. That didn't get any continuations. Skin creators tried. The Face Punch didn't accept. So, okay. We've got a proper, potential, brand new collection on the horizon. But what are your thoughts in regards to the design? Do you like what we see? So, where did you get all the red colouring from? It is somewhat shiny. It's a fairly interesting, unique approach in regards to a pattern. But who designed it? A Psycho. Oh, okay, then fair enough. That's looking fine for what it is. But you know what? At the very least, we should probably go ahead, grab the tier 3 armor as well, and just see how it looks. Like, does it line up nicely and whatnot? Do you think it looks nice with the tier 3? Go on then, let's go grab it. So in regards to that note, where we talked about how pants are supposed to be tucked into boots now, it seems it's only for female characters. As you can see here, Micro, here's a man without any hair. But he has a male character, I have a female character, and look at those boots. Now, of course, he's wearing Thundergold boots, and I'm wearing standard boots, but it definitely kind of shows off perfectly that my pants are tucked in, and his aren't. Now, of course, I'm sure he would like to have his pants sticking out because he put an effort in to make sure those Thunderbolts look nice and cool. Yes, he is the skin creator behind the Thundergold collection with Mr. Morphus. But, is that something that's supposed to happen? Or is it something where you could have a choice? That'd be nice. Would you prefer your pants to be tucked in or tucked out? I mean, we'll see what happens. Maybe that needs to be brought up to the attention of Face Punch. It's nice to see, though, so, alright, cool. But yeah, we just wanted to clarify, if you have a female character, they'll be tucked in, and if you don't, well, obviously not. Alright, maybe that'll protect me from the sun's rays. Yeah, it's fine. Let's get up nice and close. So, I did notice this. There does appear to be like a lighter pigment with the skin in the upper portions, but that does line up quite nicely with the hoodie there. So that does seem to be intentional. It is cohesive. Okay. Yep. That's not too bad. One thing I'm trying to figure out, though, is why am I constantly looking up? Look, I know the sun is a scary thing, but you shouldn't fear it. Oh, Face Punch, what have you done to me? Anyway. Thoughts and opinions? Do you like what you see? And of course, I should remind you, skin creators are back to submitting skins in the Rust Workshop this weekend. They took a week off last week, considering Complete the Sets is literally just on the horizon, the very next Rustle. Yeah, they all took a break, so we didn't see anything interesting. Hedge actually went ahead and showed off like Complete the Sets candidates for his Rust Workshop skin checks. But, alright. Now we anticipate some boots and gloves and some tier 2 armor. And if we do see that, I'm sure both of these could potentially get bought out. But that's for the predictions video. We talk about potential investments. Do you like? Are you a fan? Feel free to comment below and offer your opinion. Could we see this collection progress ever so nicely? Or is it just going to be a very sort of unique sort of taste? A unique flavour that not too many people are going to appreciate. Are you truly a fan of being a psycho? Look at her, she's still petty. She's scared of the thing in the sky. Right, so let's get up nice and close. Sheet Metal Tier 2. This is a sequel to the recent Sheet Metal Barricade, I'm sure you can recall from like a month ago. And, okay. To be honest with you, I am kind of surprised we didn't see anything like this, but then again, I do remember Corrugated Steel Tier 3. Do you remember that? Okay, but that's not actually the same. This quite literally is sheet metal that you'll find in Rust itself. A perfectly fine, grounded DIY style approach. I'm sure a lot of people would actually appreciate something like this. And you know, maybe we should go ahead and just test it out in the desert in a second as well. I did have some people ask about that. First of all, though, nighttime look. We've got the lights on nearby, of course. That isn't exactly super shiny. Okay. Not super reflective, not super shiny. I'm sure some people would appreciate that. So, okay. Not too bad. But as I said, should we go ahead, test out in the desert, just to see if it does a pretty decent job? Right then. So, let's go ahead and teleport over to there. So, like, standard sandy grass. There I stand. Actually put on some Desert Raiders hoodie and pants with this. Still have the standard boots. It is a bit dark, so that might be a bit concerning. But you know what? Maybe I could hide amongst the rocks perfectly fine. So, let's go ahead and test that out. And with just a bit of shade, honestly, not too bad. I'm sure you can see where I am. I'm just over here. But Is that something you're going to rely upon? Is it hard to find shade in the desert? What do you reckon? To be honest with you, couldn't you just wear any sort of dark armor? Dark shade, dark coloured armor, and maybe you do quite alright in some shade. The sun's facing the other way. I guess that's up for debate. I don't really see this as like the perfect option as a cheap budget alternative to Desert Raiders. But hey, if you like it and you want to utilise it, I guess it's not too hard to find some shade amongst the rocks in the desert. But again, you know, you can offer your opinion, you can comment below. It's fine, it's just, again, as I said, not exactly like the best option. But you could make use of that. Right then, how about we go ahead and showcase the weapons and the tools. Here we have the No Mercy Savage Axe. Get a good look at that. Oh, we must be getting close to about 50 acceptances for this collection. But we do tend to see some very nice quality pieces of work being produced. Could we see a nice pick soon enough? That would be nice. I'm sure people appreciate that. So, perfectly fine white and black design. Get a good look at that as we inspect it. Now, I'd imagine at night time the night light's going to be good. Yeah, I can see that. Yep, the visibility is perfectly fine. For an axe, is that super necessary? Well, just to remind all of you, whilst you can see it, people looking at you at night time won't be able to see that. I mean, they'll be able to hear you, but whatever. Right, so, point made. Over to here. Give that a nice little inspection. Looking somewhat shiny. And of course, get a good look at that. So, thoughts and opinions. When are we going to start seeing salvage tools being submitted at the same time? When are we going to see them being accepted at the same time? You might have noticed we've recently just got a very interesting kick salvaged axe that'll be given away for absolutely free. That's from Wellen. He actually, well, he quite literally has the first tool pairing for salvage tools. With that axe being added to Rust, and with his ice pick being added like a year ago, that is actually the first pair of salvage tools. But what will be the first marketable tools? Guess we'll just have to wait and see. Right, let's go ahead and showcase the next skin. Oh, what's this? So, let's go ahead, give that a nice little inspection. This is the Bone Crusher Yoker. Priced at $2. Oh, didn't have any ammo in it. Right. First try. Okay, alright, that was just a practice. Okay, first try. Okay, first try now. Okay. Now, see? Perfect, alright? Absolutely perfect. So, yeah, that's looking perfectly fine. Oop. Let's give this a nice look. In third person. I'm going to really stick that in your face. I've got a bone to pick with you. Ha ha ha, I'm so sorry. So, yep, that's looking pretty sweet. That's a perfectly fine looking yoker. How's it look at night time? So, not exactly super visible, but I'm sure you know where your body's going to be positioned as you're walking around with the yoker at night time. You'll be on the hunt, looking for the farmers, using your ears, maybe your echolocation because you're a bat for some reason, and then once you spot one, just tap them on the shoulder, say, hey, how you doing? Now you have their farm. So, okay, cool. It's a perfectly fine looking yoker. The second to be accepted so far this year. So, could we see a lot more potentially? We'll wait and see. I wonder if it ever becomes like a focused item of the month. That wouldn't really surprise me. Also, why are you positioning yourself like that? Like you should be doing this, Hedge. Whoops, sorry, I forgot. Well, I mean, it was nice to see down the barrel so that you could get used to it. But do you like what you see? What collection would you like to see making an Yoker skin? Feel free to offer your thoughts. Comment below. Now, get a good look at this. For our next skin, I've got it on my hip. It's a collection continuation. We have the Tribal Ally Sap. And that right there, that's a very nice looking sap. Now, at first glance, you'll probably just sit there and say, oh, but Hedge, it's just like a metallic design. There's not that much to it, blah, blah, blah. It's not just that. It's not just that. Because all I've got to do is just aim down and, oh, okay, there we go. Now, you might not be fully well aware, last year we saw two notable transparent aim sight saps. We saw the B sap, and then late last year, I'm talking December 2025, when the naval update was delayed again, we had to have some surprise complete the sets, didn't we? We saw the Heatseeker sap being accepted. Both of those had the exact same aim sight. For a while, they weren't exactly doing much. But fairly recently, both of them have gone above $5. So I'm just saying, $2.49 right here. You never know. You never know. Now, of course, those previous two aren't the only transparent aim sight saps. You might recall we have direct threat. But people are appreciating them, okay? Will people appreciate this? Do you appreciate this? So let's just give this a... and a little bit of that. Now, nighttime look. Does it stand out? I can see the aim sight pretty nicely. Yep. Okay. Not too bad. I can see that. So, yeah. Keep an eye on the sales. We'll talk more, like a lot more about this when I do my predictions video, because I think that might be one of the things to chase after this week. And by all means, just for a nice, useful sap, I'm sure a lot of people would appreciate this. So, nice and shiny. Another collection continuation. Keep an eye on the workshop this weekend. You might be seeing more of this collection. So, cool. Sweet. Boom. What would you like to see being made next? Don't forget below. Okay, so next up we have the Vandal MP5. An interesting, colourful design. Again. For June, maybe? I don't know, I'm trying to read into this. But, yep, that's a very nice, colourful looking design. Looking pretty sweet. But the aim sight is something I want to kind of like focus. Look at that. Now, it might not be super obvious, but that's a light green aim sight. But it also has like a black outline. It doesn't fully fill it in. So for pretty much every single environment, that's going to stand out quite nicely. That is perfectly fine. But, you know, no transparency or anything. Do you always need it? I mean, you can comment below, but we certainly do have a lot of options. Now, if you're going to care about, you know, potential investments and whatnot, consider watching the predictions video. I'll talk more a lot more in regards to all that. But for what it is, hey, that could easily turn into a pretty interesting weapon collection of sorts. So keep an eye on the workshop. I'm sure we'll see more. Nighttime look. Does the light green aim sight stand out? I can see that pretty okay. It's not super clear and super obvious, but I think people still appreciate that. So over to here. Give it a nice little inspection. And then we'll strike a pose and look pretty. A very nice, colourful display. What Vandal weapon skin would you like to see being made next? Feel free to comment below. Okay, so, moving on from here. I have an SKS. Sequel. So what this is the Protector SKS. An interesting metallic design. But wow, how many SKS skins have we seen so far? And are you aware of the kick drops? Oh, yes. We are well aware of Recoy and Dylan Zito's SKS kick drop. That'll be available next week. Literally, in 1 week's time, for absolutely free, you're going to get a transparent aim sight SKS. Awkward timing? Yeah. I mean, if it came out during the same week, I don't think this would have sold as much. Again, you don't know if everybody's fully well aware of the kick drops. If everybody knows that they're coming. Well, I'll keep you informed. Be aware of that. It's sort of like a prediction sort of thing to bring up, but I think you should be aware. But, you know, this might not be 100% for you. But with what's coming next week, oh, that might be for you. So consider watching my kick showcase video. So that's perfectly fine looking aim sight as well. No transparency or anything. Still shoots good though. Give it a nice reload. Nice and shiny. And of course nighttime look. Yes. Okay. So it's kind of visible. It's kind of visible. But yeah, it's not super clear and super obvious, so okay. How many SKS skins are we going to have by the end of the year? It's getting pretty ridiculous. But hey, Protector Collection, another skin's accepted. It's actually doing quite nicely over the past year or so. But the weapon skins, well, again, that's for the predictions video. So, okay. Very, very shiny right there. Ooh. Thoughts and opinions, please? Go for a comment below. And of course, now we're going to go ahead and showcase the last weapon skin. So, coincidentally, technically speaking, No auto turret skin today, even though it's the brand new Skinnable. But the focused item of the month, the bolt action rifle. Boom. Project Alpha bolt action rifle. Congratulations to Soda. This is their second ever skin to be accepted. And for what it is, it looks perfectly fine. I'm sure a lot of people would appreciate that. Get a good look at that. Now, it's not exactly super flashy. It's not exactly super shiny and whatnot. But we don't really see that many bolt action rifle skins being accepted, do we? But you're gonna. From here and now, I reckon we'll probably see about 5 over the course of the next few weeks. It really wouldn't surprise me. But for what this is, yeah, that's looking perfectly fine. That's looking pretty sweet. But you know what? With it being a sniper, I think we need to go ahead and look at this with a scope. But first of all, let's just shoot without one. Give that a nice reload. Now, let's go ahead and put on the scope. Scope! Right. Not too bad, not too bad. And of course, when you aim down now, what are you expecting? What can I see from afar? Right, anyway, so, yep, that's perfectly fine. Third person look again. Let's get up nice and close. Not too bad, not too bad. But do be aware, there will be a lot more bot action rifle skins. There will be. Who knows what interesting collection continuations we might see. Maybe next week. Ooh, alright. So, nighttime look. I mean... yeah, what were you expecting? We should have taken that off and just got a good look at it at nighttime as well, so let's do that again. Yep. So without the scope, that's actually pretty easy to see. That's quite noticeable. Yeah, not too bad. Right, so back over to here. Let's give that a nice little inspection. Looking pretty sweet. Nice and noticeable. So, what do you reckon? Again, if you want to listen to me as I yap about potential predictions and nice investments for the week, you might want to watch the other video. At the very least, congratulations to the skin creator. As I've already said, it's their second ever skin to be accepted. Perhaps we'll see a Project Alpha weapon collection on the horizon. Keep an eye on their workshop this weekend. Right. We still have more things to showcase, don't we? So this right here is the BOWLESS crossbow. I'm sure many of you have been fully well aware of this on Twitter or whatnot. There's been quite a lot of discussion. But originally it appears this was supposed to be part of the Industrial DLC. Well, no, it's separate now. Perhaps Facepunch realised if they took that out and sold it independently, people would still fork out $5 a piece for this. Because yes, that right there is $5. If you happen to have bought like Stinger crossbows last year, you know, the ones with all the transparency, don't look at them right now. But anyway, this right here, let's hop in game, give a good look, and you can tell me whether the price is worth it or not. Okay, so get a good look at that. That does look pretty goofy. But $5. Do you have the willpower to say no? And I also sit here and say, with this being a DLC, this shouldn't get any skins. This is, technically speaking, a skin made by Facepunch themselves. Are people going to feel the need to buy crossbow skins anymore? That's actually a good question to ask. Anyway, there you go. That does look pretty goofy. Can I like shoot in the sky? I didn't even see the arrow. Huh. Is it that quick? No, I am being a little bit silly here, but whatever. Can I get a good look at this in third person? So, get a good look at that. It is a pretty interesting sort of DIY style weapon. Looking pretty sweet. Okay. But yep, technically speaking, this is a crossbow skin. So you don't expect this to actually get skins. Fair enough then. $5 a piece though. For all the vision you could wish for. We've seen some very interesting transparent crossbows in the past. People dream of this. Well, now you have it. $5 please. Night time. Let's give this a good look. I mean, it's quite visible. I'm sure that's fine. I don't think people are going to complain. Well, they probably will because it's DLC. But, you know, people were paying $5 for the Stinger crossbow. That did happen. So it's not like people wouldn't have. But anyway. What it is, hey, it's fine. Are we going to see more special sort of skins like this in the future? You might recall last year where we had the Space Station LR300. Maybe we'll see more things like this. What type of weapon would you like to see to get like a very special sort of skin made? Whether it's DIY or futuristic, like the Space Station LR. Feel free to offer your opinion and your ideas. Next, priced at $13 USD, we have the Industrial Decor Pack. Now, I don't want to linger on this for too long. There's some very interesting details with the brand new items and the skins. I might make a dedicated video talking about all that. So keep an eye out for that over the course of the next few days. But for now, let's hop in, give these a good look. You can tell me whether you think the price is worth it. Okay, so first up, let's go ahead and show off this brand new torch. So, yeah, wax good. Got a little chain there to the side. Sorry. Right, let's turn it on. I can't seem to inspect it or anything. So, all right, cool. And I've had the question of, does it work underwater? And I can't confirm to you, no. So, yeah, people thought it'd probably be like the Abyss torch. No, the Abyss torch is special. This right here, it's an interesting design, but it does not work underwater. So, okay, understood. Now, throughout this whole video, you might have noticed we had the large furnace there to the side. I'd just like to point something out. Quite a long time back, I'm talking a good 2 to 3 years ago, when TGG was still like independent, yet still sort of working with Face Punch, he set up a special poll of every single item that was yet to become skinnable, and they were just basically asking, what would you like to see become skinnable next? But you could basically vote for everything and then put them in order. I'd just like to inform all of you, the top 10 did have the large furnace. And you might recall, we did happen to have the tool cupboard, the bed. Okay. So, certain things that have now recently become skinnable, yeah. So, okay, that's cool. Are we going to see this actually become skinnable for the skin creators? Or is it always just going to be, like, only special DLC large furnaces? I've had someone already ask, hey, could we get, like, a pop star large furnace? I don't want to see such horrors. But that right there, it's fine. Looks cool. Definitely like on point and on theme. So, all right, cool. Now over to here, brand new barrels. So I guess you could say barrels are technically like a skin themselves, but they're also not, because they're not. They don't like behave exactly like a large box, do they? You can lock a large box. Can't do it the barrels. But if anybody were to sit there and say, do you think we'll ever see them become skinnable? Well, you're looking at it. There's a new skin. An industrial barrel. Wow. So yeah, that'll be another $13, please. But yeah, that's always going to be how it is. So okay then, fair enough. That looks nice. Oh, yep, brand new shelves. Like I'm sure many people here are already fully well aware of like all the brand new shelves and whatnot, the brand new barrels. But where was our auto turret skin today? All those skins that are submitted for the past 2 or so weeks. Well, you know what? Maybe they didn't want this to be like outdone, I guess you could say. They didn't want its thunder to be taken away. They didn't want any attention to be taken away from this. But they probably wanted to have some decent sales today of the Industrial DLC. That's why, technically speaking, the only skin we have right now for the auto turret is in this Industrial DLC. The Industrial Auto Turret. I mean, it looks nice. I've got nothing against it. In fact, let's just go third person. Yep, nice. Whoa! Oh, I just whacked into the shelf. Ow. But yeah, looks nice. Looks pretty cool. Nice and rusted and whatnot. But I get the feeling people probably would have wanted like some colourful glow-in-the-dark versions, like neon. But maybe next week for complete the sets. Okay, fair enough. How's it look at night time? Okay. Yep. Not exactly super insanely reflective and whatnot. How's it look in total darkness? And yeah, just basically the light sticks out. Okay, well, fair enough. No glow or anything, so that's fine. Also, we'll just quickly look at like the shelves, the barrels. Yeah, no glow there or anything. So that's fine. That's all good. And now we'll move over and take a look at the brand new industrial electric furnaces. Yeah, that's fine. I'm not sure if people are going to be super thrilled and froth at the mouth for this. I mean, it's either this or anime. And, well, let's be real here. I think people might prefer one over the other. But yeah, let's just look at this during the day as well. So there you go. It's a fine looking theme. I'm sure a lot of people would appreciate more grounded, sort of realistic designs. Yep. Even the monument agrees. But it might not be for everybody. We've got two contrasting designs. Surely mostly everybody's happy in regards to electric furnace skins so far. So, okay, cool. Yep. Nice and rusted. Used a lot. I think people will be pretty satisfied. So, okay, cool. But now we have the specific skin that I think is going to carry this DLC. Yeah, I know, Monument, I'm just about to go ahead and point it out, but yes. Did you notice it? Did you notice the transparency? Now, I probably want to go ahead and talk a lot more about this, but wow. Okay, they've just gone ahead and released a transparent garage door with that amount of transparency in a DLC. That'd be $13, please. I was wondering, would this potentially have a big impact on, like, the pre-existing transparent garage doors and whatnot? Because at first glance, you might sit there and say, it's not exactly super helpful. Like, it's tinted. You can still, like, not exactly see everything perfectly. Well, there's a special thing about that. It's because the sun is facing this way. So if I were to just turn this around, do you notice when the sun isn't facing it, when I'm in the shade, I can actually see a lot better. So let's just make sure the sun's out of the view. Right, there you go. So, sorry, I'm trying to get the positioning right. There you go. Perfect. Okay. Yeah, I can see so much better now. Let's just bring that up a little bit better. There you go. I can see so much more. And the sun is facing the other way. So, I thought to myself, well, what if you're indoors? Now, I did just quickly go grab like a Twitch Rivals light, turned it on. You can see that pretty easily. But do you notice the people inside? Are they super easy to see? Well then. If I were to just like stop here for a second. Do you notice some hands moving right there where I'm aiming? Do you see it? Well, let's quickly go ahead and open this. Now you might know. Oh, no, they're mine. Don't hurt. Okay, they're my props. Don't shoot. Stop it. Right, anyway. Yeah, you couldn't see them very easily, could you? Huh. That's pretty interesting. So, looking inwards, like so, with the light facing this way, it's not super easy to see. And, you know, if you're pretty wise, maybe don't have lights right where the garage door is. If, you know, this might be your entrance and your exit, depending if you do have garage doors in such a way. Anyway, let's go inside. Let's go inside. And as you might notice, I can see pretty clearly from the inside here. I can clearly see there's a turret that's trying to shoot me, but wow, I have got much better visibility in here. So from this side, this is actually pretty good. Yes, it's still like tinted. Do you understand what I'm saying here? Huh. I might need to do some more tests with this and whatnot, but it does get me thinking, will people just prefer to use this instead of all the other transparent garage doors? Because with the lighting, the tint can be pretty OP. Pretty OP. And again, if you know where the sun rises and whatnot based on your server, you could greatly utilize this. I'm not sure if you were thinking about this when you first saw this garage door. And I didn't realise it until I looked at it properly. But that's pretty special. And I don't think we'll see anything like this ever being made again. Huh. So, thoughts and opinions? Is that too much? Feel free to comment below. Okay, now to talk about the brand new Discord plushie. So if you just go in Discord, go to shop, and quite literally it's right there. I'm not sure if Rust pops up for everybody immediately, but you could just go straight to the Rust shop as well, and there it is. I'm not sure how long how long is it there for? Is it there forever? Is it there for a short period of time? Nothing's been said. So, okay. But it does look as if this should be equal to around $3 USD, okay? Now, if you're going to sit there and say, do I need it? Is it super necessary? It looks as if it's basically any other plushie. So it's going to give you 70% comfort. And to prove that, let's stop in game, give a good look, and you can see for yourself. I guess having the shelves to the side there was pretty convenient, but yep, there you go. What is it? Is it a koala or a cow? Just a thing? I know you got the little Discord logo there on one of its cheeks. And then over to here, you got like the little tag for Discord. Cool. I guess it's cute. But again, it doesn't like behave any different way compared to the other plushies we've seen. So first of all, nighttime look. Yeah, with the lights on nearby, it does stand out quite nicely. Just want to point out it does not glow in the dark or anything. So, okay, understood. So, alright then. Well, what are the positives? What are benefits? Well, you could just put it on the side and stare at it. And of course, if you stand next to it, so, whoop. Let's turn on the details, and you'll see I have 70% comfort. I don't have to stand like right next to it. I just have to be a reasonable distance next to it. Oh, closer, closer. Sorry, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to leave you. So, okay, that's fine. But I just want to get the point across. Whilst it's a perfectly fine looking collectible, and chances are there are people out there that want to collect all the plushies in Rust. Well, if I could just pick this up. You'll see my comfort will now go down. I'll put this here instead. And it's going to give me the exact same amount of comfort. So if you already happen to own one of the plushies, for example, yeah. Now, in theory, if you have like one of the trophies from the past from Twitch Rivals, a Rustage egg, well, that'll also give you like 70% comfort. So just want to get that across to all of you. You probably don't necessarily need it. Some of you probably bought the recent charity plushies we had. Here's the cancer research one, and exactly the same. It will give me 70% comfort. You right there? There you go. That was weird. Sorry. I didn't realise who it was. Anyway, so yeah. You don't need it, but some of you might feel compelled to collect them all. So, alright then, cool. At least we established that. Let's now try and wrap up the video. So, if you were to take a look at micro522.com, look at the accepted section, I can confirm to you, based on what the website sees, all the skins this week did have a positive upvote to downvote ratio. Although I should point out, not exactly every single skin here had tons of votes, but that's not like out of the ordinary. We see that quite a lot. At the end of the day, it's up to Facepunch, right? It's up to Facepunch. You could go ahead and vote, show your support for the, the skin creators. You could even comment and like offer some nice kind words. It doesn't matter about votes. It doesn't really impact whether a skin gets accepted. Sorry to say, but take a look. All right. So, as we wrap up the video, I'd just like to quickly go ahead and point out that, of course, we are hoping to see some very interesting skins next week. Complete the sets is next week. I've said this about 5 times already. I've said it about 100 or 1,000 times in the past month. But I really got to get it into your head. We are expecting a very big Rust store next week, and we're expecting a lot of interesting skins. Now, it might still be a regular size Rust store. We might only get like 10 skins, or maybe, much like August 2025, we'll probably get about 20. Who knows? It's nice to be hopeful. It's fun to have a wish list. But do you honestly believe we're actually going to get some camouflage skins? There's plenty of options, I will say, but I mean, we'll see. So, yep, this collection right here, which I'll link in the description, it's not official. It's my own collection. It's me just keeping track of like collections that weren't complete and whatnot. But if anything, the skins you see here are like representatives of their collection. So don't just assume I'm literally putting forward like ramen shop vending machine. There's also like a sheet metal double door and an armored double door, blah, blah, blah. You'd have to look at that yourself. Look for the actual collection, which unfortunately isn't there. Oh boy, oh no. But most of the skins do have a collection that you can see. And you'll find out there's a lot more for the collection. And, well, here you go, Harbour Seal. And there you go. Plenty more skins that could potentially appear. So, yeah, cool. Right. So, I've already kind of talked about that recently. If we could switch over to here. And, oh, by the way, that's me asking about, like, the pants. Maybe we'll get a response from Facepunch. We'll see. Over to here, I quite literally asked my server, what do you truly believe will be accepted in the Complete the Sets Rust store? We've got a bingo set up, and, well, of course, they just picked a whole bunch of camouflage skins. Not everybody. We do have a decent variety of skins to showcase, but there is quite a lot to be seen here, right? We have a lovely batch of deployables, a lovely batch of weapons and tools, and a lot of clothing and armor to take a look at, all right? So, consider giving this a good watch. It will give you a good idea of what's potentially there. But realistically speaking, don't be surprised if we see some clothing and armor from like 7 years ago. That wouldn't be camouflage. Don't be surprised. But again, if you just look at the past, literally just look at last year, for example, last year's proper prepared for complete the sets is what I should say. There you go. You'll see with your own eyes, that was a lot of skins. And that was a lot of clothing and armor. So if you weren't exactly super thrilled with today's batch of skins, just you wait. Who knows what we're going to see next week. So start rubbing your hands, or maybe pray for the things you want most. We've been saying that a lot recently as well. So, all right, that's all cool. But let's also point this out as well. Kick.facepunch.com is up to date, and we have all the brand new kick drops on display. Start figuring out what you'd like to potentially chase after first. I can confirm to you, I have made a video talking about the brand new kick drops, showcasing them as well. This is a very, very, very interesting batch of skins. We have some pay-to-win skins that you can get for absolutely free. Simply watching these streamers for 2 hours of your time, you could get yourself a very interesting transparent sheet metal door, some very interesting sheet metal door skins with transparency as well, transparent aim sight weapon skins. It's good. It's good. So, yeah, all the chapters are there. Lots of showcases. I did make a mistake talking about jump ups. I do apologise. I meant to say peaks. I'm an idiot. I correct that in the short video, which will be uploaded soon enough. So, alright, cool. That's pretty much everything that needs to be said. What do you truly believe will be accepted next week? And what do you wish for the most? Feel free to comment below, and that's it. That's a wrap. Thank you very much for watching this video. I greatly appreciate it. Have a lovely weekend. Enjoy the Force Wipe.